Hey there, ZenFit tribe. Welcome to the cool down. This is a cool down that will handle the full body. We're going to do 1 minute, all except for the last exercise we're going to do for 2 minutes. So we're going to do 9 other exercises for 1 minute each. Actually 8 other exercises for 1 minute each. We're going to start out with hip circles, and then we're just going to change every minute. So hip circles are going to start like this. We're just going to have our feet together, almost touching, and we're just going to work our hips in a circle for 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch. Okay? So we'll be ready to begin in about 5 seconds. So you won't need any kind of pull for dislocates or anything like that. You're going to have everything you need with just a yoga mat and or a piece of carpet and yourself. Okay? So here we go, and here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and start those hip circles counterclockwise. Easy to remember, going against the grain here. One of the things I'm trying to do when I do these is I'm trying to get my hips to go to the far corners, the front corners, and then my back of my hips to get to the back. So I'm really trying to get my hip bones to roll inside of their sockets so I can really get the ligaments, the tendons, all of the connection points, the tissue that are connecting to open up and expand, get some blood flow in there, get some interstitial fluid, other direction in there. Just trying to get nutrients to the areas of the body where it actually struggles to get itself nutrients. So after we get done with this, we're going to do 1 minute of bridge raises. So you'll be on the back, feet are flat on the ground, knees are up, and we're just going to raise up into bridge. Probably, I'd say up 30 times or so. At once every 2 seconds, you should probably do a bridge raise. All right, here we go. We're down. And I'm trying to get all the way up, get my hips up to my knees. I'm not trying to overarch my back and push my hips up. That's not necessarily the way we're going to make this optimal. And because this is a cool down, we're trying to harness our breath the entire time. We're trying to use the 10 minutes to slow our breath down. So unlike the warm-up, it's the reverse. We're not trying to get warm. We're trying to actually relax and become cool. So we want to pay close attention to moving at a speed in which our breath can keep up with our movement and we're not laboring our own breathing. So we want to make sure we got that. In about 10 seconds, we're going to go ahead and transition from bridge raises to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. In about 3, 2, 1, go ahead, get into down dog. And what we're focusing on here in down dog is good, strong pressure through the palms. So good, even pressure. Now I'm sliding a little bit on my carpet because I don't have a yoga mat underneath me, but you'll probably be able to adjust that fairly easily. My knees are bent because my hamstrings are fairly tight, and I know if I straighten my knees, then my lower back is going to bend, and I'm trying to keep a good flat lower back. And I can feel it's probably a little bent, but in order to unbend it, I'd have to see myself. So since I can only feel, I'm trying to extend through my crown, make my ears far away from my shoulders, arms are straight, good pressure through my palm. We have about 10 seconds left here. And then we're going to transition into frog rocks, which are putting ourselves in the frog position. Let's go ahead and go there now. So the frog position, I like my feet parallel. So the lower leg is parallel to each other. My knees are fairly far apart, and I'm just rocking back and forth. And every time I go back, my groin opens up. Quite a bit of discomfort in those adductors and in the groin, but it does help open up the tissue quite a bit. And for people who, like me, have very tight hips, this helps quite a bit. This is good for post-running, sitting all day long, post-cycling. About 30 seconds here, and then we're going to go into pigeon hold with the right leg. Good job. Continuing to go back. Get a pause at the back. Feel that discomfort and then slowly come forward. You got 5 seconds. We'll go right into the right leg from here. 2, 1. All right, here we go. Come forward a little bit. Now what I'm doing is trying to establish my knee pressure and my ankle pressure, and then I'm kind of dragging my knee back. So my hip is hitting the ground, and I'm getting a cramp in my left arch. Deep in the arch right here. Getting a nice cramp right now. That always wakes you up a bit. As far as, I know a lot of people talk about cramps. I have a couple of friends who get cramps quite a bit. And I have a couple of clients that talk about cramps. One of the things that I've found with cramps is that it can either be a vitamin deficiency, or if you're a European, a vitamin deficiency, and or it can be just the fact that the muscles aren't used to stretching out, and so they're very tight, and they don't like to be tight. And when they're challenged a little bit, we're going to switch in 2, 1, other side. And when they're challenged, their flexibility is challenged. Sometimes they'll respond in a cramp. So a lot of people get these cramps in the adductors or the hamstrings when they're stretching. It's usually just an indication you need to stretch more. You need to have some elongation in the muscle tissue because it's fighting it, or a vitamin deficiency, or a vitamin deficiency. So it could be calcium, magnesium, zinc, some of the common ones. Probably could be many things though. If you do enough research, you'll probably find that it could be hundreds of things. So we're trying to work on getting the pressure to go through the back of our leg towards our hip. So I always try to rotate my hip back this way, and that kind of really gets deep inside of my hip and gets that engagement that I'm looking for. 10 seconds. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the hip flexor stretch, which will be on the wall. So you're going to want to have a bench or a wall close to you so you can transition right to that. We'll go right leg forward. Okay, so you got that right leg up, couch stretch. Now you don't have to have this back leg up. This back leg could be on the ground. The toe could be on the ground. For me, I need it wound up a little bit more. My hips are tight enough, but I'm flexible enough to be able to do this, but this gets my tissue really opened up. So I always want to go to the most vigorous place to get to. And all I'm doing is pushing forward, pulling with this foot, pushing with this foot into the wall to elongate the tissue, and then pushing my hip forward. And that opens all this up. 20 seconds here, then we switch, and we're almost done. We just have 2 minutes of lying knee raises after that. No big deal. So 10 seconds here. Good job. All right, switching. Again, we're pulling with this front foot, pushing with the back foot into the wall. And then as we do that, we come forward, and then I relax everything. But when I go back, push and push, push and pull, push. So I push my left foot into the wall, I pull with my right to get my hip to go forward. There's a lot going on. But if you've worked with me long enough, you've learned that there's a lot going on in pretty much everything we do. Nothing is not without pretty well thought out madness of method. 5 seconds, and then we're going to go on the ground. We're going to elevate our hips at 90 degrees and our knees at 90 degrees, as so. 90 and 90, and we're just going to slowly drop. Our knees to the sides. So I'm going to inhale as I come up. Exhale as I go down. Follow that process for the next minute and a half or so. And that's what we're doing to finish out here. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Trying to keep our arms out straight, flat on the ground, palms up to the sky to help anchor our upper spine to the ground in a vertical like orientation. Good job, everybody. We got 40 seconds left and the cool down is done. "20 seconds, just focusing on the breathing. In, out. In, out. 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. 10 seconds. Good job. Way to finish the cool down. Good job for the workout today. Good job in the warm-up. Great job in the cool down. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope the day delivers amazing things to you and you can find positivity in it and make it the best day you've had ever and be the best version of yourself. So thank you very much for your time. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you the next time. Oh, I did it again, eh? You fucker. That's all right.